everybody. This is the first ever Instant Wrestling Report Q&A. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason, along with my B-Daddy J production partner,
Brian.
And we're going to be reading these questions for the IWR guys here. And we're just going to go ahead and get it started. This is his first one from Yikes3314. What is your dream match? If you could see any two guys in any match, who would it be and what type of match?
All right. I'm sorry. Yikes. What was it?
Yikes3314.
Sorry about this, but you're not going to get a definite answer out of me. A couple of these things, I'm going to have it to where I'm going to have to list a couple things because I can't just peg one. If there's one that really sticks out in my mind, it would be between this man right here, Harper Kid Shawn Michaels, and The Rock. I really wanted to see this match for a really long time. Just a lot of guys where it's like Shawn Michaels kind of was that guy, and The Rock kind of took over being that kind of entertaining, amazing wrestler kind of guy once it went into the Attitude Era. Numerous others. Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles is one that really clicks out in my head. I fucking love to see that match. AJ Styles and Tyler Black, which has not happened, right, Ryan?
I don't think so.
I don't believe it has.
It met somewhere on the Indies maybe, but years ago.
When they're, right now would be badass. But obviously you got the, the obvious ones like the CM Punks and the Stone Colds. Be amazing to see, especially if they have like a feud with obviously the straight edge thing and the drinking thing. That'd be awesome to see that. Like I said, you got the, the Angles and the, the Bretts and the, the Davey Richards and the Kurt Angles. A lot of people want to see today. It would be awesome to see that. Like I said, kind of those combinations of things like that would be awesome to see. Kind of losing train of thought.
So Shawn Michaels and The Rock
would be one of the big ones that's up there. Combination of like AJ Styles and Randy Orton. Randy Orton and The Rock would be another amazing one. Kind of those guys. Basically, if you guys watch the show, basically a lot of the guys that I like, and then just put them together.
I actually have two, and it's probably gonna take 20 seconds.
Gotcha.
Kurt Angle and Bryan Danielson, and Seth Rollins and Shawn Michaels.
That'd be badass.
Pretty cool.
Seth Rollins, also known as Tyler Black. If you guys don't know, FCW.
Very nice. I'm going to go Chris Hero and Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe and Vader.
Chris Hero?
Cassius Ono.
KO.
Yes.
We'll get into our FCW.
I'm sure there's a lot more, but I just can't think of them.
Yeah, like I said. There's another.
Good enough. Next up, this one is from Troy Olschufer. He said he's glad we're actually doing these. And your first question is, are you guys planning on doing any Raw or SmackDown reviews?
Here's the thing. If you guys have been with us since the kind of beginning, we tried this thing called an IWR Weekly, which was an epic fail. We tried to kind of do one show where we kind of reviewed all the shows that were during the week. Really didn't work out that well. We got our work schedules kind of mess up the timing if we want to do Raw and SmackDown reviews, this kind of stuff like that. Like I said, we really kind of just want to focus on pay-per-views. We cover a lot of the stuff that happens in kind of weekly shows and our topics videos and stuff like that. But as of right now and probably forever, we probably won't do any. Unless there's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I know me and Quad did one for around last year's WrestleMania.
We'll probably cover the 1000th Raw.
Yeah, because we'll be going there in July, so that'll be, we'll probably cover that. But right now, probably not.
And with the quality that we try to put into it, be a lot of
we give
work.
effort in these mofos, man.
We don't.
That guy does.
And number two question he's got. If you had the control to book CM Punk from the day his promo aired in June all the way to WrestleMania, how would you have done it? And what would you still have it culminate with Jericho as his opponent at WrestleMania?
Well, obviously thinking we'll be going into Jericho and the Punk possibly at WrestleMania, going into that. Obviously, that's what I want to see. This is really hard. We could sit here all day and talk about how to book, how to do this and that. I know a lot of people were pissed off about when he left after Money in the Bank and then just abruptly came back really quickly going into that SummerSlam period. Here's the truth. They had to have CM Punk on that SummerSlam card. Going into facing, him and Cena again, which is another great match. They had to have him on that SummerSlam card. It's, they're still one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year, and they still book it that way. They had to have CM Punk on that card. And I absolutely love the return, having him, come out with his new song now, which is called Personality, which was amazing to see that. As for how you would have did it, during that fall period, it was kind of wacky how they did with the title. They had a lot of flip-flops. They had, Del Rio win it, Cena win it. Punk win it back at, Survivor Series, and he's had it ever since. I've loved what they've done so far. I would have had it to where, he kind of would have stayed on that that kind of fence of kind of being that kind of tweener of a face and a heel instead of just going totally face, which he went, which is still great. CM Punk could pull off anything, but I would have liked to see him kind of stay on that level. Not really, saying how it's always brought up how it's like that Stone Cold kind of feel of how I wanted to have it, but kind of like that. But as for everything else, we can make up shit, out of our ass and just how we wanted to see things, how we would have did it. But one thing that I would have done is I don't know if I wouldn't have said that maybe Del Rio with that cash in him at SummerSlam would have kept that. Maybe I would have liked to see maybe Punk hold on to the title after he, was the undisputed champion after SummerSlam. Maybe hold on to that there and have that lengthy title run maybe throughout this entire time. I think that would have been great because I think he needed this lengthy title run, which he's in right now since Survivor Series had it. But like I said, we could throw up ideas all day, but that be some things that I would do.
Yeah, I wouldn't have changed anything. I like the way they did it with him leaving and him returning so quickly. Just brought more attention to it and got people, oh, who's this? Like when he came out with this new theme. So I wouldn't change anything. I think it's gonna be good seeing him versus Jericho. Hopefully that'll happen.
Yeah.
This real WrestleMania.
The only thing I would have done is I would have had him win at Money in the Bank. I would have had him return, do the kind of like combining the two title thing deal. I would have had him beat John Cena again, and then I would have had him say, "No, I'm going to leave now." And then he leaves, and then they do the whole setup with Jericho. He's gone for, I know a lot of people wouldn't want to see it, but I think it would really work with the storyline. Have him leave for several months, just kind of pop up randomly at places and do the thing like he did at Comic-Con.
Yeah, that was great.
And then do the whole setup with Jericho, have Jericho return that night, come out and kind of troll the crowd the same way, and then have Punk return that same night, come out and have the face off. I think that's how I would do it, and then build it up from Jericho Punk to WrestleMania.
It's, you're kind of, losing all that time that he had in the fall, but you're having that amazing moment whenever you come out, which would make a lot of sense with what they would do. That'd be badass too, yeah.
All right.
Tell us what you guys think in the comment box.
Oh my God. Next up, we have a question from, I think it's Zimnas75KAH.
We're sorry for that.
Sorry if I busted that up, yeah. First off, thank you guys for helping me get back into wrestling after I gave up on it after WrestleMania 26. But his question here is, do you believe TNA is about to lose their originals, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, James Storm, Abyss, etc., to the WWE? He goes, I honestly want the TNA to go under so we can see all these great wrestlers go to the WWE, or possibly see ROH take TNA's place and try to challenge WWE. Do you think this will happen?
It's a loaded question there. First off, we're glad that you're back into wrestling, and if we had any part of that, that's awesome. That we had kind of an influence of getting back into it. It's awesome to see that. No, I don't see them losing any of those guys. I know WWE's had an eye on all those kind of guys. I don't know really the latter two, but I know AJ and Joe, they've had an eye on for a while. They kind of haven't pulled the trigger with Joe, but no. And as for like an AJ Styles, he's a TNA through and through kind of guy. He's just gonna stick it out if it sucks ass, if it's amazing, whatever it is. He's just that guy, and he's Mr. TNA. But that's how he is. It's kind of interesting because as we're doing this currently, TNA is actually kind of seeming to turn it around a little bit, which is kind of interesting. Having Russo leave and now having Lagana in there, it's starting to actually looking like it could have, starting to look like Ryan was saying, it looks legit now, and it really does. It has the feel of like something that's not, this crap that it's been, and it has that kind of feel of something that's great. At the pay-per-view, we had the solid matches on there, and it gave it a lot of time, didn't have a lot of the filler BS with the shenanigans and all this kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see how TNA will finally, if they do finally turn around, which I'm hoping to God for, because I'm sick and tired of all this, not the talk of TNA, because a lot of the stuff is deserved with a lot of the guys that are behind the scenes that are kind of running this stuff like that. But as for that, it's falling off onto the stars of the company. And, I could see like an AJ Styles or, a guy walking around the company, he's like, hey, are you a wrestler? Yeah, I work for TNA. Oh, you suck ass. It's like, I could see that happening just because that TNA kind of feel it has. But it's not the stars' problem. They don't run the damn company. They're out there to work their asses off, and they just get put in shitty situations. So, but as for the questions, I don't see those guys going there. I would see maybe a Samoa Joe down the road, possibly, if it would ever, pull the trigger, especially the guys that WWE's been signing as of late would kind of fit that Samoa Joe mold, and maybe they change their way they want to do things. But and then as for Ring of Honor, kind of that feel of being the second kind of company, as we've all said, Ring of Honor is going to, work itself up, now getting on TNA or getting on TV, they can only, go up from here. And hopefully I'd love to see, a three-way kind of thing where they're all looking like legit, great companies, which they all are. But, it kind of has that, it's WWE and it's everything else. And hopefully it can get back up to where it's, you start looking at all three companies as something legit, which would be awesome to see.
what he said. It's just
Quad's gonna be stuck with all my diatribes and just have little.
TNA is finally getting his head straight, getting rid of Vince Russo, but I don't see it going under quite yet. If the way they're going now, they're giving Joe the tag titles, just using the guys properly. It's been there since the beginning. I never see Joe leaving. I never see AJ leaving. Abyss, who cares?
This is about done.
But see, with these three companies, they can all be. They're all high in their different known areas.
Yeah.
Like WWE is just because WWE TNA is finally getting its head straight. I have the guys like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and Abyss, and Christopher Daniels, and Beer Money, all them getting there. And then Ring of Honor is just like a company not many people know about, but the people that do know about it is like pretty much like their own, like a god in the indies. It's like the indies WWE pretty much.
It's like a cult thing. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the movie Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It's like fans. It's just like an underground type thing, and like if
It's
you're a
today's
fan-
version of ECW.
Yeah, it basically is. It's our generation's version of ECW. I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, with this situation here, I mean, I think Joe could have a lot of pull going into WWE. I think that is really actually a possibility.
He's had like Stone Cold's talked about him.
Yeah,
and a lot of guys.
Randy
have
Orton
talked about
likes
Randy
him.
Orton loves
I mean,
AJ Styles, too.
CM Punk has a lot of stroke. They're good
Yeah.
friends. So I mean, if there was ever a situation where Joe got fired or he quit or whatever, I could see him, making his way to WWE like nothing. And that could be a possibility. As in, TNA going under, I don't know. I mean, they're doing some good stuff now. They're really trying to work with what they're doing. Russo's gone. We're really going to find out now if it really was just Russo's fault, all the stuff that was going on, or if it's just one of those things where it was like George Bush, like the president, and he left, and then Obama jumped in there, and then like it's really just you couldn't fix it, and it was a mess already. So we're going to find out here real soon in the next 6 months to a year to see if really it was Russo or it was a bunch of other stuff.
Man, is Russo just going to get even more shit if it just turns out being great that after he leaves?
Yeah, if he leaves and it
Oh
turns
my
out,
God,
if it
he's-
turns out being that TNA it gets a lot better,
Even more hated.
the quality is a lot better.
He'll be the Bill Buckner.
Oh, Quaddy rocking some
Oh,
baseball
nice.
knowledge. Watch
Nice.
out.
But what was there? There was another question in that too. What was it? It was something at the end.
Ring of Honor.
They're just saying, can Ring of Honor take
Oh, can
over
Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
he would like
basically
to,
asking
he
if
would like to
TNA
see
would
it.
go under.
Yeah, he'd
Yes,
like
man.
to see Ring of Honor take over for the number 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit difficult to see that. I mean, Ring of Honor is they're in a tough situation right now where they're on television, but they really gonna need a lot more push to even get to TNA's level, I think.
Yeah,
But I mean, who knows? But I definitely could see some of the guys from TNA, and I definitely could see WWE picking up some TNA guys.
Yeah.
Sometime in the future.
All right, next up we have a question from Lucho Talks Lucha. His first question is, favorite indie wrestlers?
Just a quick thing here. Lucha Talks Lucha. You guys need to check him out. He's a pretty cool dude. Even though we were mentioning how it kind of looks like he's a kidnapped victim. Like some of your videos, dude, you just look like you're under bed and just like a one light on you. Like it's pretty funny. I don't know. You guys, I don't think you guys have you seen that?
No, I have not.
He's a cool dude. You should check.
I'll check it out now.
You should check him out. It looked pretty funny, but he knows his shit and he's a cool dude. So let's go subscribe to him. What was it? Favorite indie wrestlers?
Favorite indie wrestlers?
I mean, we could go on a whole list here. You can go going through the Ring of Honor guys. Right now, I'd probably have to say my favorite guy right now is Kevin Steen. It's just what it is. Dude's fucking a machine and just hilarious and awesome all around. You got the Davies and the Eddies. American Wolves are one of my favorite tag teams of all time. I didn't want to bring this in because it's not an indie company, but it's kind of, they just started signing guys and not a lot of people know about it. It is a part of WWE, but FCW deserves a mentioning here for their amazing, ridiculous group of talent that they have right now in their developmental roster. Just signing Chris Hero, having Tyler Black, having John Moxley, having Claudio Castagnoli, having Richie Steamboat, a bunch more people that are just amazing that you guys should go check out. Those guys are all awesome. Tyler Black's one of my most favorite wrestlers in the business today. Chris Hero too, he's amazing. All those guys are amazing. But just basically you run down the Ring of Honor roster. PWG, Willie Mack's badass. He's really cool from St. Louis too. You basically just have Roderick Strong. Definitely deserves mentioning. I love Roderick Strong. Nigel McGuinness deserves reckoning. He doesn't even wrestle anymore, but he's a great announcer, and I used to love Nigel too. So kind of stuff like that.
Willie Mack.
Boom.
Like Willie Mack,
It's his new dude. It's his new dude.
Willie Mack.
Willie.
Yeah, I mean, I follow several different indies. Ring of Honor guys.
Sammy Callahan. I'm sorry for that interruption. I know
Sammy
we'll talk
Callahan,
about him
yeah.
too, but that's
Sammy
another
Callahan
one
is definitely worth
Badass.
mentioning. Ring of Honor. There's a couple guys in particular I like Michael Elgin. I think he's doing great stuff. Adam Cole, guys I could see really doing some great stuff in the future. El Generico. I still like Kevin Steen. I just, for whatever reason, I've always liked El Generico more for whatever reason. Hero, obviously. And if he's mentioning, FCW guys, I would guess I would consider those indie guys as well.
Yeah.
Definitely a guy you guys need to check out is a guy named Damian Sandow. Used to be Idol Stevens a couple years back in like 07 or 06 or something. He redid his gimmick. He has a new gimmick, has a new look. Looks great, and he cuts like great promos. They're just absolutely hilarious and great in the ring. So definitely can't wait to see that guy come up. But a lot of the guys that basically are just getting signed to FCW, independent talent. I really
quick to mention. I forgot them too. The Young Bucks.
Oh, they're great.
Too.
Thank you for the house.
And the All Night Express. Those are two other ones too. Awesome.
And no love for the Briscoe brothers.
Oh, Briscoes. Jesus. Yeah.
There's everybody.
Everybody loves the Briscoes, and they're just forgotten. They're one of the best tag teams of all time. Come on now.
All right, next question from Big E2189. And this is to J-Man. What is your favorite wrestling match of all time in the WWE?
This is another one. I'm sorry, Big E. But I can't pick one. I know WWE, WWF, that's what I got into when I was 6, 7 years old. That was my company. I know Quaddy was an ECW guy. Robert was a WCW guy. That was WWF. That was my company. So it's a good choice of question. For some reason, one that always sticks out in my head, and I don't even know if it's my favorite match, but every time I think favorite match, the first Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker always pops up in my mind because it's one I always think of because it's one of the first memories of wrestling that I always had. It was in St. Louis. I had a chance to be there. If that guy would have pulled the trigger and we could have actually went, it would have been amazing, but we had to watch on TV. Whatever, it's fine. I ended up being scared shitless by Kane, and when I got dropped with my mom's, I was just petrified of him. That one always sticks out. Obviously, being Shawn Michaels my favorite wrestler of all time, you could pick anything out of that. The two Shawn Taker matches from 25 and 26. I absolutely love the SummerSlam 02 match with Shawn Michaels and Triple H when Shawn Michaels came back. That was awesome to see. And then Shawn winning in the Chamber, that was great. Like I said, I could go on and on here. Good Lord. I mean, there's just far too many for me. But there really is not one that really just sticks out to me and just says, hey, Rockin' Austin from WrestleMania 17. It's my favorite WrestleMania of all time. That one sticks out as definitely one that is amazing. I'm forgetting a ton, and I'm not going to sit here and think about it, but there's a lot more. There's everything else. I can't even think of it. I really had nothing in my mind. I was thinking of something right there, but then I just lost train of thought. But there's tons more. I'm not going to sit here and just rattle off all of them. But CM Punk and John Cena from Money in the Bank is pretty badass too. That we just went to. That was really cool. But another reason that WrestleMania, all the Shawn and Taker ones from WrestleMania were really good. I'm sorry, I'm just annoying the hell out of you guys, but I went to WrestleMania 25, so I have to mention that one, how it was a lot cooler going to WrestleMania 25 and seeing Shawn the Undertaker. I'm just going to go on because he's just giving me a death look. So I
think the question was the best match you've ever seen?
I'm sorry, I can't name just one.
Undertaker Mankind.
There's Undertaker Mankind. That's not even, wasn't even
Hell in a
close.
Cell.
Undertaker Shawn Michaels.
Mankind went through the top of the...
BNJ Productions is just all over the place right now. Good Lord.
Next question from iHeart Birch Hill 84. This is a non-wrestling question. Who are you endorsing for the 2012 election?
I don't care about politics.
Well, Quad.
I mean, I don't really know. I mean...
Is CM Punk running? I vote for CM Punk.
I know I should probably, being a young adult, I should probably follow politics more because I know.
You're Ryan. I mean, they know your gimmick. You don't have to play it up like you actually care, dude. Come on now.
I mean, I don't give a shit.
You don't.
Go ahead,
We
next
don't.
question. I'm sorry,
CM
Virgil.
Punk's running. I would run for. I
Thanks for being a loyal fan.
Yes, you're a very loyal fan.
We don't.
Virgil.
We do wrestling politics, not.
We figured this question would probably come from you because you would. I don't know. We just thought
Quad.
We would vote for Quad if he was running. I don't know if that would be a great idea, but there'd be a lot of raging going on if Quad was.
It's a sad commentary for our youth today.
I'm sorry it is, but I really.
Unfortunately, if this were a pay-per-view election, I would not buy it because I'm not satisfied with any of the candidates.
Daddy with his opinion.
Well,
Watch
it's
out,
pretty
people.
weak. I mean,
all right. Next question from Just
sorry for not the full answer. Remember, we are sorry, but
that's unfortunately the truth.
We really don't care.
Next question from Just for the Show 215. 3 questions. First question: Twitters. You guys have Twitter accounts?
I do.
These guys do.
Well, what are they?
Good old QR.
Mine is TMS or TMS or TM Scientist
He
789.
doesn't even know it. He really
I don't know
doesn't
because
even
I
know it.
changed it like 3 times to fit because someone else had mine. So it's TM
Yeah.
Scientist 7890.
We do have our own, which is run by him, the IWR show. I think it's just IWR show.
At IWR show.
At IWR show, you go check that out. I do not give a shit about social media. The most social media I have is my fucking cell phone, and that's all I really care about. I'm not into the whole Facebook and let's go talk about fucking going to the mall and shit. I don't care. I never have been. I never will. But yeah, so you can do the IWR thing. That's all run by him. So if there's anything retarded coming out, it's gonna be him and just all his opinion. But he's got all the pictures and shit from everything we've gone to. So go check all that stuff out if you guys want to shoot us something. But whatever.
All right, next question from Just for the Show. Kind of hits on what you've already talked about. Views on the current TNA.
Yeah, like we said, it's turning around right now. It's looking like it's turning around right now. Like we said, we already hit it up, but it'll be interesting to see where it goes into going in the future. I'm hoping for the turnaround. Me, myself, I'm a huge fan of TNA, the foundation of TNA, what it is, what it stands for, and right now, lately it hasn't been what TNA is, but I'm hoping it turns it around and we could get, rolling with the guys that should be rolling with it and, that kind of stuff. But Bobby Roode, have to mention Bobby Roode, great champion, has just blown up in the last year as a world champion and put himself on the map as just one of the best wrestlers in the world. And a fucking double Austin Aries as the X Division champion. Amazing wrestler, and finally getting his just due as being that on a national stage now as he was, or worldly stage now as he was in Ring of Honor. Is amazing, but now he still is. But hopefully we can turn it around here.
Finally moving forward in the correct direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah. I see the biggest thing coming out of this for TNA. This really stands out to me is just a pop culture just phenomenon, and that's just the calves. You see, just the calf muscle. See, let me tell you a little story. I was working the other day, and there's this dude in my work, and he was lifting up his shirt and he was showing his abs. And I said to him, I said, "Only pretty boys have abs. Real men have calves." And I lifted up my leg and I flexed my calf muscles, and all the girls started jumping on me. So Bully
I
Ray.
realized there was nothing there. Where was the calf muscle at?
I mean, it was tight. Like, you can see the vein and everything. It was thick. So I'm saying Bully Ray is starting a phenomenon. I am a Calfzillo follower.
He is turning his career around right now.
He is turning career around.
Crazy.
That's just one little nod that I wanted to throw out there. But, yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying what they're doing. I mean, I think everything right now that they're doing, the only thing that I don't care about is what's wrapped around Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, everything else.
Care about Chelsea? That's cool to see.
Chelsea was good to see her back, but I mean, like, the X Division, they're really working with that. They're trying to get stuff going with that. I mean, the Knockouts are doing a good. I mean, even Eric Young and ODB, the storyline's really
AJ
funny.
Kaz and Daniels.
AJ Kaz Daniels, the whole main event scene, they really are caring about all that stuff. So it seems like they're trying to start turning stuff around. If they can really kind of start weaving out that whole Hogan Bischoff kind of storyline. I wouldn't mind seeing Garrett Bischoff wrestle. Who cares? Whatever. But I don't want to see Eric Bischoff.
It's all about that faction, baby. It's all about the faction. But like, you literally asked this question right when it's looking like they're actually starting to turn around. Because if this was 2 weeks ago, we'd be shitting all over a lot of this stuff. But since it's starting to looking like it's turning around, it's hopefully it could get start going the right way.
All right, next question from Just for the Show. Do you think WWE is changing back to a PG-13?
Do you think they will? Or
Or that they are?
That they are.
That-
No, I don't think they are. They've done things over the past couple of years where it looks like they've done a couple more things that didn't look so PG-ish as though 2010 or something like that. But no, they're gonna roll with having those kids getting those John Cena shirts and just playing it up. It's just how it is. WWE rolls with the changes, and WWE is not going to stick to what they want to do. They're going to change it up, and they're going to do what they want to do and just roll with the times. And now adding the social media stuff, the Twitters and the Facebook, and get into all those like tweens that love to talk on that shit and talking about all their favorite wrestlers and all this and that. But I don't see it. Would I love to see it? Yeah. I mean, it's just like everybody else. But I would love to see CM Punk in that kind of atmosphere, Daniel Bryan in that kind of atmosphere, Randy Orton back in that atmosphere, But it is what it is. But I don't think you're going to change.
No. Yeah, I mean, it really seems like, to me, WWE right now seems like the best example they remind me of is, and it might be a bad one, but it makes a lot of sense, is like Shrek. If you've seen the movie Shrek, it's
and of course we all have.
Yeah, of course. It's PG, but it's got little hidden innuendos and different things in it. If you watch WWE and you're an older fan like we are, we catch little things that are not PG, and
Yeah.
you see this and you see that, and you see, I mean, R-Truth and the little nose, and that ain't PG.
Yeah,
I mean, you see
true.
stuff that's not PG, you know, and
Exactly.
they take little shots and stuff,
Yeah.
and you'll catch them. But I really don't, man, I mean, it depends on how good, you know, they continue to do. I really think, leading into the future with the amount of talent they have, I really don't think it's going to matter with the storyline quality. I think they're really going to try to start producing great matches, and you don't have to be PG or PG-13 to have
No.
great wrestling matches.
Nope.
So I'm hoping that's really what they try to lean back into and really put more effort into the wrestling, because the quality of guys they have on the roster,
Yeah, the
FTW and
Exactly.
WWE,
The only
it's
thing you could
ridiculous.
look at as changing as like a PG-13 or a PG thing is just the blood. That's really all that changes.
Yeah.
A great wrestling match is a great wrestling match, and if you just add blood to it, that's what makes it PG, 13 or whatever the crap it is. But obviously it adds to a match, but it is what it is.
All right, next two questions come from Lucky Blue Tiger 11. Your favorite match from any company of all time?
All right, now this one is one that'll kind of be a definite, and it pretty much is. In my mind, the last couple of years, I've pretty much thrown it up, but this would probably won't be one that sticks out to me. It is Unbreakable 2005, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels versus the Smoke Submission Machine Samoa Joe. The reason being is when I saw that match, it basically changed my mind of how wrestling is going to be looked at, how it was looked at, and how it could be looked at going into the future. I know all those guys had amazing matches in the past, which are worth saying, and amazing matches going into the future, which are worth saying. But that one really, they got the main event spot on a TNA pay-per-view, and they really put TNA on the map for just being amazing, athletes and wrestlers that could be out there. And that match is just flawless and amazing, and I could watch that match all day. And like I said, there's a lot more that I could mention, but that one really sticks out to me.
I agree with J-Man on that, but there's also one more. It's from a SmackDown. It's no DQ, Edge versus Eddie Guerrero.
That is underrated as shit, dude.
Yes.
That was a great match.
That was good. To me, the match that stands out, I guess, is just favorite match or best match. What is it? Just best match I've ever seen?
Any career? Or
Yeah, your favorite match.
Favorite match. So I really couldn't get that best. There's so many, but a favorite match. One of the top ones I always think of is one that really kind of like got me into like the athletic side of it and really seeing what guys can do. And that's the very first Ring of Honor show, the main event, Bryan Danielson, Christopher Daniels, and Loki in a triple threat. I bought that show on a whim for $10 at a Sam Goody, like in 2005.
God, where do those Sam Goodies go, man?
I know,
need
right?
those back.
That the very first Ring of Honor show, I popped it in, and I know if some of you guys have heard the story. The beginning of that show, there's two gay
Terrible.
dudes. There's two gay dudes that come out and they're making out, and they're making out, and they're like, "This ain't Ring of Honor, this is Ring of Homos." And I'm like, "Oh God, what did I just buy? What did I just buy right now?" And then.
And that's not bad for any of those people that out there that work with that, but it was, for
Yeah,
us.
I'm just saying.
It's funny to us.
It's funny us because I wasn't expecting that, and then the Hit Squad came out and destroyed him, and then the first match that I saw from Ring of Honor was Amazing Red versus Jay Briscoe, and,
This is
and I was like, wow, I was blown away. And then it finally got to the main event, and I was like, totally blown away with the triple threat. So that right there, that, and then Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19, which was the very first pay-per-view I bought with my own money. So that's that.
Your favorite WrestleMania too, right?
Yeah, favorite WrestleMania
Favorite
also.
WrestleMania.
So those two stand out in my mind as matches I just really remember and
Yeah.
being favorite.
They're great.
All right, next question from Lucky Blue Tiger 11. Your favorite jobber in any company?
I'm not gonna go on anything. I don't know why this matters. I don't care. I really don't. It doesn't matter.
Funaki.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Right now, Drew McIntyre, because that's basically where it's at right now.
Oh God, just people who are jobbing.
Gilbert, dude.
Just. Oh God, just of all time.
I'm gonna go with John Cena.
No, but that's hard
That's a
because
good one,
there's
dude,
just
right
a
there.
really just a lot of good jobbers out there. Shit.
Just say a joke, just so we could just you're playing it up, dude.
Oh God, just. I really have no idea. Barry Horowitz.
That means he couldn't think of a joke. That's what that means right there. He was thinking of a joke and he couldn't think of it. He was just pistachio.
Yeah.
Don't think. Next question.
All right, question from Paul Demore Johnson. What would you have done with the 2001 invasion?
Again, we could be here all day.
That's what he says.
I know. What I will say is 2001 is I wouldn't say by far, but is my favorite year of all time. I loved everything they did there. Had my favorite Royal Rumble, had my favorite WrestleMania, had one of my favorite matches of all time, a lot of my favorite matches of all time in that. Here's what I will say. The thing with the invasion is, you know, when they finally incorporated everything in ECW and WCW, it really looked like by themselves, The Rock and Stone Cold could destroy the entire alliance. It really looked like WWE was so, you know, putting those guys over as for that. That's why they had to flip the guys like a Jericho, and then they put Stone Cold, you know, in the alliance and all this kind of stuff like that to make it look formidable that those guys were there. And they actually, you know, having the ties to ECW and WCW, this and that. But, you know, you have to look at it at kind of a political standpoint to where you're bringing in all these guys that were from a different company, were from a WCW, were from an ECW, this and that, and they're coming into WWF. It's just like a rival baseball team coming into like a, you know, it's like the Cubs coming into like the Cardinals locker room. You know, you're going to have pull with certain guys, and that's just how it is. And, you know, to make WCW and ECW as the alliance look more formidable would be something that I would have did. You know, everybody bitches about, you know, Booker T looking like, you know, a bitch when he came in. He came in June and was in a main event match with The Rock at SummerSlam. I don't care if he lost or not. That's fucking crazy. After being in the company, and, you know, obviously people knew about him in WCW, he was in the damn company for 2 months and was in the main event match with The Rock at, you know, SummerSlam. So, I mean, that's crazy. I absolutely loved, and a lot of people shit on this too, but I loved Stone Cold. I love Stone Cold as a heel. I thought it was awesome to see that. I know it's something he wanted to do, but looks back on it now and think it was a bad idea, which it probably, you know, ended up was, you know, business-wise, this and that. But I loved it. I thought it was hilarious stuff to do with Kurt Angle, all this stuff. There's so many entwining little things to talk about. You know, Chris Jericho coming out of that at the end of the year, you know, as Undisputed Champion, really came out of nowhere basically and won that title. That was amazing to see. And one big thing I look at and still just think of how ridiculous this would have been if he was in it too, is Triple H getting hurt in May and not even being a part of this. That's something I look at as just absolutely ridiculous. If you could have just added Triple H and what kind of element he would have had to it with all the stuff going on with the two-man power trip with him and, you know, Austin in the spring and all that kind of stuff. But some little things, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. A lot of people shit on it. It's my favorite year, and that's not the one reason why it's my favorite year, but it's definitely a big part of it, and I enjoy the hell out of it.
Pass.
Quaddy's a little out of his year range.
Well, I thought you were going to say a little something. I put a nut in my mouth.
But it's the first time.
Right.
First zing from the
Don't go
BWF
that far.
Productions.
Come on now, buddy.
Okay,
Don't do that anymore.
Just to be a filler here, ECW is all I gotta say.
ECW, there it is.
And
The Paul Heyman shoot. The Paul Heyman shoot.
Yeah.
You love that. That was great.
And to comment him, if the Cubs came in the locker room, it wouldn't matter because the Cubs are sucking. It would be
Exactly.
the Brewers.
Oh yeah, who's still your 2011 World Series champions right now?
Are we talking about baseball?
St. Louis Cardinals.
Pass.
Sorry,
I don't know anything about baseball.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, the invasion. I mean, I like the way it was booked. I thought it was good. They had Shane by WCW. They had Stephanie do the thing where she bought ECW, and they did the whole thing with that. The one thing that I really would have liked to see, and I think it was 5 years too late when they did give him the title. I would have given Rob Van Dam the title in 2001. Like, I really think that would have made a lot of sense. He was really hot. He was
crazy.
prime of his career.
Flip that.
And that's what I think I would have done. And then they gave it to him in 2006, and I thought it was way too late. And he kind of just didn't work out as what it should have done.
Actually, went to No Mercy. Could have saw that because he was in a triple threat for the
And then he did the thing with he had triple threat with what was it, Stone Cold, Benoit, and him, and like I think a ECW guy should have been the champion by that time, but I don't know.
Who knows?
But there should have been some other stuff that I really wouldn't have changed. But I think everything they did with Chris Jericho winning and stuff was
That
good.
was awesome. Yeah.
So
Next one is from B Daddy J Productions.
Ooh,
This is an F Mary Kill.
oh boy.
that's fuck Mary Kill, but he's too proud to say that.
First one, Karma. Second one, ODB. Third one, China.
Fucking pass.
Nope, F Mary Kill, bro, or you have to leave the show.
Karma, ODB, and China.
Yes.
Fucking god damn it.
I know exactly what I would say.
I know exactly where I'm going with those two.
God damn. I guess I'd. Can I hear what they say first, just so I can?
Absolutely.
I have an
absolutely.
idea of what I have in my head. You
wanna
guys
start
go
this
first.
No, I will. I know exactly what I want to say. Karma, I'd marry her. I'd kill China because nobody cares about
That's
her.
what I was gonna say.
And then Obvious. I mean, I like me some ODB.
Dude,
I
you could
lay it
marry
in it.
Karma and be like having like a wife like Aunt Jemima, dude.
Yeah, make me pancakes and shit.
Fucking ass. That's awesome. That's what I'd go with him right there. That's my thing.
No, I'm gonna go with.
Gotta go with Anderson on that. Gotta go with Anderson on the ODB, dude.
I'm gonna go with.
God.
Hey, can I talk? Thank you.
Right.
I'm gonna go with fuck ODB, marry China because of money, and kill Karma.
She ain't got no money.
She's a playboy.
She been dead 500 years ago.
Yeah,
She's holding a golden like penis and trying to get back in WWE for money. She has no money.
Hey PG WWE, do you want this in here? This big golden dick here? Oh god.
Next.
Oh, that was the worst question of all
Upset.
time. Oh god.
All right, next one, the Croatia Kid. Do you think wrestling needs to bring jobbers back?
Again, pass.
Yes.
Croatia Kid.
What do
also,
you mean jobbers? Bring them back.
Bring it back. There are no jobbers.
JTG, Tyson Kidd,
Drew McIntyre.
the Pope. The Pope is pretty much a jobber.
Everyone against Brodus Clay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bring back jobbers. People
Except-
job all the time.
Exactly. Croatia Kid, also a very loyal fan. Sorry for joking about this, but yeah, thanks for watching, dude.
Next up. Is Christian better than CM Punk?
Oh my god, this is the one I looked at.
He is, but I want to know what you think.
And you'll find out that this guy's very Canadian dude.
Hell yeah! Look at that! Look at this!
I gave him that for Christmas, by the way.
Yeah.
I want you to know that.
When is it's a Q&A, not the personal
What the hell? Is
fucking.
this we in a
You guys
baseball
take
game?
you guys take it too long to
All right,
fucking
here
answer
we go.
questions.
First off, this question is
Get to the
retarded.
point and shut your mouth.
This question's retarded. Quaddy's getting pissed. He's going rage mode here. This question's retarded. They're both amazing. Both in my top 10 of favorite wrestlers of all time. Just, I don't even know what the hell the point of that
Depends
was.
on what you like in wrestling. If you like a guy that will sit there and badmouth you and call you names,
You have them both.
You have them both. But when you want a guy that's world champion currently in CM Punk, Christian's getting healed. Hopefully, who knows what he's going to do? Come back soon. Nobody knows. So, just what you like and where you're from.
Who's wearing the shirt best in the world right now? Shirts don't lie, do they?
I mean,
They're both amazing, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, if you're going to ask the question, which would you like? Like, which one do you dislike the most? CM Punk, Christian, or getting punched in the face? I would say getting punched in the face because it's just like one of those things. Like he was saying, you just can't really pick one or the other.
No.
I mean, I would dislike getting punched in the face.
I don't have anything else to do. You guys take 2
You want
years to
some?
fucking
You want some more nuts in your nose? Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Next question.
Alrighty, next question. What's the best wrestling city in the world? It's Toronto, but again, see above. So
That was not him, but that was the Croatia Kid saying that. I'm sorry, Quad, but here's my diatribe, and this is the one I've been thinking about for a while. And it has nothing to do with Toronto. Toronto is a great city. They're awesome. As for my pick of the greatest city, to me it's Chicago. I love Chicago. I've had the opportunity to go into a WrestleMania in Chicago, Money in the Bank, numerous other shows. It's a great city. They appreciate it. They have the history. They're rambunctious, but it is what it is. Here's what I gotta say, is one that looks at and it gets talked about the most, which is New York City. And here's what I'm gonna say about this. They have the history, they have the lineage, they have this and that. To me, right now, and really kind of the crowd base that it is, I feel as though New York City is the greediest, most undeserving, most unappreciative wrestling town in the United States of America. And here's why. They get every goddamn thing. And to me, they try to get themselves over as fans. And it's not New York, because New York's a great town. It's the biggest, most historical city in the world, whatever. And you trust me, this isn't coming out of jealousy. I've been to WrestleManias, been to a dozen pay-per-views, and probably close to 50 other shows. So it ain't coming out of jealousy, I'll tell you that. It's just, to me, right now, and it's not the lineage that it has in the past. It grew up on it. It's WWF's home, WWE's home for everything, Madison Square Garden, this and that. But right now, I think that second and third generation people that are in New York right now are some of the most undeserving, unappreciative people just because they're just ridiculous, and some of them might be mildly retarded. But have fun with another WrestleMania. Again, thank God for lineage and reputation for you.
Philly.
Yeah. You said the same thing?
I said Philly.
Philly. Philly is a good town. I gotta go spot on with Jay, man, because I think New York is really good. They get a lot of shows, and they really don't, like, they're hot, but they really don't appreciate. I think a crowd that doesn't get mentioned near as much because it's not in America. I think that the Japanese crowd is a crowd that needs to get mentioned because
England's great too.
England, yeah, because I think the Japanese crowd is a crowd that's kind of like, they really sit and appreciate and really watch what's going on and respectful. But I think that Chicago is a really good answer. And I think New York is just like you said. It's really undeserving of a lot of the stuff they get just because it's New York City or whatever. They get a lot of great shows.
They reap all those benefits. But and St. Louis, our hometown, is a very underrated town.
They get a lot.
Some of the most amazing history is in St. Louis, and it's not just us being from St. Louis. It's a fact. Look at what went through here from the '60s to the '80s.
Wrestling at the Chase.
It's the shit. I mean, Ric Flair would say St. Louis is one of the best wrestling towns of all time, and a lot of other guys would say it too. So, repping for the Lou.
Toronto is a lovely city. Hope to visit sometime.
Toronto is great, provided it made the fucking Rock and Hogan match. That you guys made that match. Good job.
All right, next up, what's your favorite shoot interview? Not top 5.
CM Punk back in like 2003, 2004 in... Shut up. CM Punk in like 2003, 2004. You're an asshole, dude. Back in like 2003, 2004, Ring of Honor. Me and CM Punk stole like straight edge, everything, music, everything, and he literally hit everything on the dot. Go check it out. It's on YouTube. It's like 2 hours long. Well worth it.
Any Stone Cold ECW one.
Fucking
Or
fantastic.
Paul Heyman.
Fantastic.
Anything McFoley does. I love anything.
Jim
McFoley.
Cornette's hilarious too.
Are you talking about like shoot interviews, like sit down shoot interviews? Or?
I think it just says...
What's your favorite shoot interview?
I mean, if you're talking about promos, I mean, CM Punk's, if it was a shoot, work shoot, whatever, from this past, if we're talking like real life or whatever, that was fucking amazing. I mean, duh. He was saying, the Paul Heyman one from that SmackDown where he just shot all over Vince. That sounded gay as hell, but all over Vince, that was amazing too.
Briscoe's underrated.
Briscoe's fucking every promo they've done in the last ever.
Tell who's a big fan of the Briscoes over there.
Next up,
Eric Punk don't wear no mouth guard.
Man, come on, shit.
what is your favorite all-time entrance music?
Go watch our entrance music video.
Ernest Cat Miller.
We did it. Go watch it.
Well.
It's over. It's probably over here. Scroll down a couple pages. We did it like this past June or something like that. 2 that I flip-flop, depends on what day it is. Evolutions
Mondays.
and Edges.
Tuesdays.
Depends. I love that Alter Bridge song. I'm a metal guy, so that's awesome. His entrance goes along with it too. But Evolutions made them look like fucking monsters. Badass.
Dude loves.
You go with Chris Jericho's theme. Love
No
it.
Hero Love?
Oh, Chris Hero. Okay, I don't have to say it 100 times. I know I'm a huge fan of hip hop, but that right there, the Chris Hero theme song that he's had on the Indies and Ring of Honor, is the best wrestling rap song I've ever heard. So I would say that.
It's badass.
Next up, now that he's unemployed, let's get him. What would you rather do, kick Vince Russo or punch Vince Russo?
Shake him in the fucking hand for leaving. Or getting fired or whatever the hell he did. I'm more of a kicker though. I just do maybe a Busaiku knee. Just right to the
What
fucking
do I
skull.
think him and punch him at? What was that?
I'm gonna go Shatter Dreams.
You choose.
I'm gonna do it. Probably kick in the forehead.
I was gonna ask you if you get your leg that high.
Probably.
He'll show you right now. He'll show your ass.
Vince Russo, if you're gonna kick him in his head, you'll get your leg high. Trust me. You'll take the time.
Let's just go. Next.
Thank you for leaving. If you did leave, did you get fired or leave?
Both. I will fuck
Mutual.
There we go.
Next up, this is still from the Croatia kid. How many baseball caps do each of you own?
It's a funny comment. I know this one's for me and Quaddy. As you know, he'll talk about it too. We're huge baseball fans. Ever since that, man, since basically I've been alive, he's worn a hat. So gotta copy Daddy. Gotta do what Daddy does. So I've always worn hats. Just what I am. You cannot find me without wearing a hat, basically. It's always on my head unless I'm sleeping or
Working.
sitting in a recliner or having to work, which sucks. But we just got these the other day.
How many?
Max hat. I have that I wear regularly, like 3 or 4. I have probably 15 or 20, but I have my eyes on a lot more.
What I wear regularly, 6 or 7. Total, probably 20.
Flat Bill Mafia right there. That dude's got a shit ton.
I just wear hats like these because they're a lot more smoother and baseball caps.
Rugged!
Yeah, I mean, girls want it, so you know they don't really want guys with baseball hats.
Very stylish. Oh, last question from the Croatia kid. Who's sexier? Mickey James or Madison Rain?
This isn't even a question. It's Madison Rain, but I mean, if we're talking, it's Velvet Sky.
Mickey
for me,
James.
But yeah.
Mickey James is voluptuous, boy.
Well, Madison
I
Rain.
like both of them though.
And we have another guy here, Devin Miller 11, the winner, a prognosticator of the year.
This is B Daddy J football talk. Some of you guys are probably getting your minds exploded right now.
Oh, on a level of 1 to 10. 1 being Chuck Norris and 10 being Johnny Weir. How gay is the Brodus Clay Funkasaurus gimmick?
I'm not going to say how gay it is, but what I am going to do is I want to... I don't know if it's going to be official, but I'm going to have fun almost sticking this all over Ryan's face because of how much he talked about Brodus Clay and how this is the shit. He ain't looking like the shit right now, bro. So as for it being gay, I don't really care. What was the highest was 10. I'll go.
Johnny Weir's 10, Chuck Norris is 1.
I'll go like a 4, 5, 6 in that period. I don't know. His dancing and then his shitty pants ripping. He looks like he's like a shitty member of Run DMC. Like that's what it looks like. But I'm having fun, kind of just pieing him in the face a little bit with how he's not being used or not doing anything right now, and how he just gets to squash Drew fucking McIntyre on a Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
I mean, it happens, bro. So, I'm gonna go. Go ahead. You want to say this?
No, go ahead. You guys just tell me. I'm the fucking.
He's having fun eating your nuts.
He's just pissed he took. Oh, he's just pissed that he took. There's Cam Miller's song, dude.
Well, okay, if we're going entrance music, it's an automatic 1.
Yeah.
If we're going gimmick, I'm gonna go with a 97 because it's completely stupid. Let him do something productive.
I'm gonna go with the second coming of John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever. I like the gimmick, and I think WWE messed up, and I think they.
Oh, now they messed up.
No, I think they messed. I think
hey,
they. No.
question.
Let me finish. I think they messed up in the fact that they put him out there and they didn't think this was gonna be good, and then it did, and people got behind it. So then they were like, now we're gonna pull it off because nobody wants it. Or it actually started getting a cult following. And now they put him back in FCW because they took him off because he needs some more training. If that was the case, then Ezekiel Jackson, the great colleague, about 40% of WWE's roster would be back in FCW. And how can you really tell how much Brodus Clay has improved or done anything when his matches are 1 minute and he does 5 moves?
That's not his fault. We'll give him that. That is not his fault.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was gonna happen.
I'm just a huge fan of characters in wrestling. I'm kind of tired
I
of
am
just-
too. I just don't like shitty ones. I'm sorry.
Pretty sure that's not the question.
I don't even know if that answered the question, but we're going to move on.
He's not gay.
He's not gay.
He has 2 hot chicks with him. So.
Next up, we have from Kane Cub 9, our longtime fan. Hey, IWR guys, longtime fan, and I've got a lot of questions. So let's roll through it. What are your guys, and I want your honest opinions about John, quotation marks, fucking useless, Cena? Honest opinion.
King Cup 9, thank you, very loyal fan. You guys you've been there since the beginning. It seems always coming. He is ready to go, man.
Here's my time where I get to talk.
I'm so sorry, Quad. Here's what I will say. From the years about when his run started, around that 05, 06 period, to about, actually I would probably say up until like 2010, I fucking could not stand, did not want to see John Cena on the television screen, didn't want to, this and that, didn't want to hear about him, didn't want to see him wrestle, I thought it was all shit, it was terrible, everybody else was so much more deserving, this and that. Up until, I would almost say, this past year, and I actually would look at a point that I was at Money in the Bank, and this amazing fucking match that him and CM Punk put on at Money in the Bank blew my mind away. Of what John Cena looks like as for, like that being that number one kind of Hulk Hogan-y kind of guy or whatever. He'll never be a Stone Cold. Not even fucking close. Being that kind of Hulk Hogan-y character. Hulk Hogan ain't going to ever fucking provide and never did provide the match that, a John Cena could provide at that moment. And not saying that he hasn't had, great matches before, but I look at that time and he went out there and wanted to just, show that. It really felt like he wanted to show that. And CM Punk wanted to bring it out of him. But this is what I will say. I never will like John Cena. If he ends up turning heel, I'll be interested as hell. I won't like it. I don't. It's too cheesy for me. It's just too cheesy. But I respect John Cena for what he's, done and what he's done for the company. But, crazy.
Are you done?
I am done. It is your time to go.
Okay, let's see. John Cena. Beginning, I thought he was interesting as a rapper. Put this in quotes. I thought after he was done being a rapper, he'd get rid of the jean shorts. Hey, dude, it's 2012. Jean shorts have been out since the fucking 90s. Let's see. When you're a 10-time, 12-time?
A lot more than needed.
Okay. After one, you should have been done. Now he's on the box of Fruity Pebbles. He just adds the fuel to the fire. You're a fucking retard. I hope you actually get put in the ambulance, get put in the hospital, and hopefully you miss your WrestleMania match against The Rock because
Come on, buddy, I want to see that.
You know The Rock's gonna fucking bury his ass because The Rock's fucking awesome. John Cena, nobody likes you, and fucking 7-year-olds just want to fucking marry you because you're John Cena. Oh my God, John Cena! Nobody fucking cares. Go the fuck away, god damn it!
Can I just shake your hand for you being you? I love it. That's my boy right there. That's awesome.
I mean,
Oh, by the way, that was just a miniature thing of a quad rage, because that was just right there.
I don't really know how to follow
Weekly
that.
thing. You can't.
I don't really. I mean, about I'd say 2011, I started liking John Cena again. That's about it.
Liking?
I mean, I actually like John
Okay,
Cena.
if I could move, I would fucking swing this chair I'm sitting on.
I'm just
I would fucking
just
put you
saying.
in a Cobra clutch right now and just fucking watch your ass tap out.
Finishing move.
Listen, I've accepted and got over the fact that he's just John Cena, and he's just the guy that he is, and they're not going to change him as long as he provides good matches with other guys. I'm okay with that.
Little
and
kids following. Yeah, but
He
you're a
made-
bitch.
He made WWE a
Hey,
lot of
all I
money.
gotta say is Quad, and I know you didn't know that. We were little kids when Stone Cold was around, and we loved it too. You know, it's just it's what it is. You know, when that number one guy is there, it's gonna be what it is. You know, but I understand what Quad's talking about. I've been there.
All right, next up, we've got the what were your best and worst pay-per-views you guys have ever watched? Not top 5 again.
I'm sorry. Best pay per view. My favorite WrestleMania, probably pay per view of all time, was WrestleMania 17. Amazing shit. You guys know that. I'm sure a lot of you out there, you know, that's one of your guys that's up there. Worst pay per view. One that's on my mind right now is just because it was so damn recent. Turning Point from this past year was so goddamn bad. If you guys want to go watch that and just want to fucking bulge your fucking eyes out of your head, go watch that pay per view because it was terrible.
WrestleMania 20 is best. Hardcore Justice is worst.
That's another one.
I'm gonna go WWE SummerSlam 02 is my favorite pay-per-view I ever saw.
19 for those who can't do math.
What?
Oh, 02?
No, I'm talking about SummerSlam 02.
SummerSlam 02. I thought you were talking about
WrestleMania 19 and SummerSlam 02 are my two favorites for WWE. Worst for WWE? I mean,
Is it WWE or
It's
overall?
worst of anyone you've ever watched.
I'll do WWE. I'll do TNA also. I don't know. December to Dismember was pretty bad.
That was terrible.
For TNA, Turning Point 09.
Yep.
Was-
Last two pay-per-views of 09. were
The
great.
last two papers 09 were pretty good. And then Turning Point 2011.
Also,
was
Bound for
horrible.
Glory 05 for TNA. Bound for Glory 05 is great.
Yeah.
Slammiversary 06, I really enjoy. Those are just some of the other ones.
All right.
Man Up.
Man Up.
TNA's pay-per-view. I was there live.
He was at that. I got
Great.
to watch it on TV.
What was the best and worst match you've ever watched?
Again, we've already covered this stuff.
I'll go with worst match. I mean,
Matches. I know he's going to go a fucking rage on the worst match here in a minute. I don't know. Any shitty chick match. I don't know. I'm not going to go on a whole diatribe. You guys have already heard about all my matches, but go ahead.
Jeff Hardy Sting.
Just watch. It was Bigger Road. This past year. Or what, 2 years ago?
It was 2011. 2011.
Okay. And now they're hinting at doing it again? I swear to God, if they do it again, I may throw a person through a wall in frustration.
You probably will.
I may throw a fucking cat at a person's face. Just,
Please don't be my cat.
just no. Okay. You have Jeff Hardy, and they're already pumping him back up. Okay, best match I can't tell you, but worst match is just all I care about right now. They have Jeff Hardy almost bury the company, and Sting pretty much just having to force the pin in because he was so fucking stoned or fucking drugged out of his fucking mind that he couldn't fucking stand up on his own 2 feet. Then he got confused in the ring to where he was supposed to throw his shirt, and then what the fuck he supposed to do? And then you could tell the ref was telling him, hey, fucking Hardy, you're a fucking retard. Lay the fuck down and fucking die!
He actually owns Jeff Hardy's shirt. He's gonna burn it eventually.
He made. Yeah, I mean, Charmel and Jenna Mascara or whatever her name is.
Jenna Marasco, Survivor.
They gave her
Yeah.
they gave that match like 8 minutes. How do you give two people who can't wrestle 8 minutes? You don't even give WWE doesn't give their divas 4
I
minutes.
don't even think they can
And
talk about wrestling for 8 minutes.
Yeah, like that was horrendous.
Yeah.
A couple matches from NXT, the girls season, man, was bad.
Terrible.
But yeah, those are ones that stand out in my mind.
Next up, no hedging. If The Undertaker could face anybody, past or present, at WrestleMania, who would you like to see?
Does no hedging mean you can't say multiple people?
Exactly.
This is so fucking hard.
I know exactly who I would say.
I know who he's gonna say
Like that.
because he wanted to see it this year. I think that's his answer. This is fucking too hard. I'll tell you one that's close to me, and it was Kurt Angle in 2006. That one would have been fantastic because we were at WrestleMania that year, WrestleMania 22 and 06, and they did it at No Way Out, and it ended up being one of the damn best matches I've ever seen, most underrated matches of all time. That was amazing. Obviously, Chris Jericho, fucking duh. I mean, it is what it is. The Rock and Stone Cold would be two other ones that I would say as being fantastic ones that would have been amazing.
Kane.
Say Kane?
Kane.
It's happened.
It's not happened.
What?
He said past or present at this year's WrestleMania.
Oh, it did? What?
That's
No. Pastor Fan at a WrestleMania.
No, that's never happened before.
It's never happened?
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre.
Whoa.
Be actually used.
Actually, I'm gonna go with the Great Muda. I really think
We're talking like not WWE people?
anybody.
Oh shit, I don't want to.
Anybody.
I really think the Great Muda was
Well, I mean,
like
yeah, okay, go ahead.
like the Great Muda was like Japanese version of kind of the Undertaker.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you guys get the gist of how.
Yeah.
I think that would be really interesting to see those two in the ring.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, if we're going there, obviously Sting would be another one. I think that'd have been fucking
Yeah.
awesome. If that would have happened in like the late '90s, that would have been known as one of the craziest fucking WrestleMania matches of all time.
Oh, next up, do you have or do any of you guys own an Xbox? Yes or no?
Nice try, Dick. Huge video game guy right here. Never will play an Xbox 360. I'm sorry for you. PlayStation guy through and through right here. First thing I ever played, and that will be for the end of time. That's what it is. Sony.
Who has time for video games? I don't.
I own a PlayStation 3, a Wii, an Xbox 360, a Nintendo 3DS, two of them. I don't play any of them because I'm too just damn busy buying hats. But
Because I say jerking off and building your calf muscles.
Tony Hawk's Underground. What about Tony Hawk's Underground
I
2?
swear to God, we're gonna do a little filmage of my calf muscle. And you're gonna put this in at the end. It's thick, all right.
Maybe.
Maybe if we have time. Just saying.
God bless the fact that we
If you're thinking,
videos.
if you're wanting to be my friend online, I don't play online. I don't even play any games. We just have them. I don't know why.
Your PS3 gamer tag, in case anybody wants to see it.
The phenomenal one with a 1, by the way. Thank God for me getting on there right when PlayStation 3 started to get that badass name. Game
And
tag.
the last question of the evening from Kane Cub 9. When are you guys doing a Trivia Challenge 3?
We knew this would come from King Cub, the biggest fan of the Trivia Challenge.
He wants his shot.
He wants a shot.
Fly here.
Right now, in the foreseeable future, we don't have any plans of doing one. I'm sure we will. It's going to come. We fucking blew our load on the second one with all the shit that we did. The fucking promos and the hype video, which is amazing, put by that guy, or played by that guy right there. That was fucking ridiculous, all the shit that we did.
The person he's pointing at is Jason from B-Dad J Productions.
That's my father. I didn't know if you guys didn't know that by now.
My daddy's Brian.
Kind of.
No, we'll just keep the gimmick going. That's what we got to do. Keep the gimmick going. But yeah, not right now in the foreseeable future we don't. But in the end, your first ever and only Straight Edge Trivia Challenge champion will be defending his championship in due time. But right now we don't have any plan, but it will be coming.
Do one on sports.
Yeah.
We should, and then we'd be on there too.
All right, that is going to wrap up our first ever IWR question trivia
Something.
challenge.
It's been a while.
Question and answer. If you actually sat through and listened to this whole thing, you should
did.
get a freaking medal.
You did.
Hey, if you did, send us a message, and we'll send you an autographed picture of us.
We will.
For Ryan, Quad, J-Man, my partner Brian, partner in video, not in life.
Whoa!
You want some nuts, Brian?
Depending on what day.
Maybe we can get a nut sponsorship for this next time. I want to thank
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you guys for all your questions and serious. I know we've jerked off.
This was a very late night.
So we jack around here and act like idiots. Thank you guys so much for your questions. I'm sure we might do this again. Depends on. We will not do it with this many fucking questions. I'll be sure about that. But thank you guys for all your questions. And
Check out
Thanks for
everybody's
watching.
channel that sent us in questions. Everybody's been really nice, and all the compliments have been really
Mad
good.
Science is 7890, dropping some fucking knowledge, not on here. Obviously, he drops it here, but out there. Good old QR. Check the fucking Quad Rages out. He puts in a shit ton of effort. He does everything about it. He rages like a mofo. He puts in.
I don't do any of the editing, by the way. That's all from
That's B-Dad Productions. But check him out. Passionate shit. I don't have anything. I'll just worry about this. But yeah.
We'll check you all out next time. See ya.
This is a